Hello, this is a grade 11 problem in analytical geometry. What we have is a diagram, and we see it's a trapezium, the trapezium AD, BC, the sides AD and BC are parallel to each other, okay? And we are given one of the vertices, the vertex A, and its x coordinate is 1, its y coordinate is 6. We are also given that the angle between the side AD and the line L is 45, and the angle between BC and the x-axis is theta. What we require to do is to calculate let's look at that, the equation. So we require to find the equation of that straight line L, that line there. How do we do this? Well, firstly we see that we are given this information. We're given a point on the line, and that point is 1, 6. So normally, if you're going to determine the equation of a straight line, the things that you need to be given are 2 points. That is enough to calculate the equation of a straight line. Or you can be given a point, 1 point on the line, and the gradient, okay? These are sufficient for calculating and determining the equation of a straight line. In our scenario, we've got a lot of information about angles. We've got 1 point given. So what we want to do is to determine the gradient, okay? And in order to see what the gradient of this straight line is, we'll be using the equation m is equals to tan theta. I made just a line here, the dotted red line. This line is parallel to the x-axis, okay? If we put it here, it becomes clear that the angle here, not a very clear color, but the angle there is theta. Why? Well, that is simply because this line is parallel, the line AD is parallel to the line BC. So, and this line in red is parallel to the x-axis. So we would have the same angle there as we would have down there. Now, what does that make the angle of our entire line L? It makes it that angle, okay? So that is the inclination of our line L. So I could say the inclination of the line, let's call that theta. Let it be the inclination, or the angle. The inclination is just the angle made by the line with the x-axis. Inclination of our line L, okay? We make it alpha, so that the angle in the orange is alpha. That means alpha is equals to 45 degrees plus theta, okay? Down here, we're given the value of theta. Theta is 18.43. 18.43 is our theta, and we add that to 45. What is that? And it comes to that, and that is a 50, and we have a 63.43 degrees, okay? So far what we have determined is the inclination of the line L, and we find it at 63.43. can we do the tan of that so that we can have m? So m is the tan of alpha, and it's the tan of 63.43 degrees, and we'll find that to be 1.99. Essentially that is 2. I'll round that off to 2. What do we have in addition? Let me just take out all the stuff at the top. No, not that. Just take out all the stuff at the top, so that we have a bit of space to work, and you'll see that the angle can now be determined. Okay, the straight line formula can now be determined. So we have m is equals to 2, and we have a point on the line which is 1,6. Given this much information, do you know how to calculate the equation of a straight line? Well, the form of the equation of the straight line is this. Y is the slope m by x plus c. All you have to do now is to determine the value of c. That is what's outstanding. And we have x and y. Since we have a point on the line, so we substitute the values of x and y in, and our y, when our y is 6, our slope always being 2, our x is 1, and we add that to c. Okay, so c will be 6 subtract 2, and our c is 4. So that means that the point here is 4. Okay, the point where our line intersects the y-axis. So we've now determined our c, and we see that the equation of the straight line will be 2x plus 4. One might want to ask, where does this line, let's just get that in a different color, where does this line intersect the x-axis? You see it going to intersect the x-axis down there somewhere if it extends. So where would it intersect the x-axis? And this can easily be determined by realizing that for any point on the x-axis, what is the value of y? Well, it's some point x and y is 0. Can we find x when y is 0 from the equation of our straight line? That should be easy to do. Okay, so y is 0 and we want x. That means 2x is equals to -4, and we divide both sides by 2. We find that x is -2. So it would be down at -2 here that this line would intersect the x-axis. That wasn't part of the question, but just an additional piece of information. Thank you.